Hey, everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable the podcast. It is Monday, June 16th. It is cool outside here in Pennsylvania. Oh, lordy, lordy. It feels like March, but it is supposed to get hot as we approach the next weekend. We're going to talk about that. What a weekend it's going to be, too. Oh, my God. Before we start yakking away like we usually do, of course, the patron saint of this fine podcast. There he is, Bud the Great. He's just lounging there, Bud was like a Perry Como Dean Martin of his dog age there. Just would lounge around, just taking it easy. There he is. Our Budster, we miss you and we love you. Okay. I heard something really weird on the radio today. Uh, you know, how can you predict? How do you know when the economy is really good? How do you know? Do you look at the stock market? Do you read the Wall Street Journal? How do you know that our economy is on solid ground? I'll tell you how you're going to know. A foolproof way of knowing. Men's underwear. I kid you not, men's underwear. This could be goofy or it could be true, but this was on the radio. When the economy is good, men's underwear, like Fruit of the Loom or whatever, flies off the shelves. And when the economy is bad, when people have to save their money to maybe buy food or whatever, the essentials, men's underwear does not sell. Men are going around with holes in their underwear, and who knows what else. Now, I don't know if I really believe this theory or not, but, let me check. Oh, the economy must be good. Anyway, that's, hey, Coco, there he is. There he is, Coco the Great. I don't know if I believe that or not. But that was really strange, I think people have more time on their hands than what they know what to do with, Men's underwear. Why? Well, women wear underwear too, don't they? I guess. I don't know. But men's underwear, that's how you know that your financial stability is assured. Your profile, what do you call that? Pro something, like your thing when you retire. I don't know. Anyway, go out and buy yourself some Fruit of the Loom. I used to get that when I was growing up as a kid. Maybe you did too. Christmas time, especially Christmas time, you would see something wrapped up. It's very soft. You're squeezing the package and it's very soft. And you open it up, you can't wait. You think it's going to be something really cool. Maybe a wrapped up football jersey or something, right? You open it up and it's a stinking freaking whole bag of Fruit of the Looms, like 6 underwears in one pack. And you're like, trying to act grateful, like, oh, mom and dad, this is really great. Thank you. This is the best Christmas present I ever had. But in your mind, you're thinking, what a stupid, stupid gift, huh? What the hell? What gifts? Underwear? Anyway, we've had all kinds of stuff going on lately since I've been on. Parades and all kinds of crazy, shitty things, Yeah. But I'm here to talk about the Phillies thing. Even though I'm geared up in my Eagles, my Eagles Kelly Green and my Eagles championship, Super Bowl championship cap. So, Phillies. A lot of people were writing them off as dead. They haven't been playing that well. They got swept in Pittsburgh, of all places. they come home and they take 5 out of 6 from the Cubs, who are a good team, and the Blue Jays, who are a red hot team. They swept them out over the weekend. Phillies picked up 3 full games on those sticking rotten Mets over the weekend because the Mets lost 3 to Tampa Bay. So Phillies are only 2.5 out of the lead, and they're going down to Miami for 4 games starting to. Now, Miami is no walk in the park, right? You got to keep your mind focused on business and not on the beach. Now, you're going down there to do a job. And the Phillies should win 3 out of 4. They should. But you never know when you get down to Miami. And the Marlins haven't played better lately, too. So, but that only sets it up for next weekend. Because, my friends, next weekend is about the best you can get in a baseball season, regular season. Of course, the playoffs and the World Series, that's where it's at. But if you're talking about long-term regular season, and it is a long season, 162 freaking games, next weekend is a reason to be excited because the New York Mets come down to Philly and invade Citizen Bank Park Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. All nationally televised games. Friday night is on Apple TV, which sucks with people who don't have Apple TV. Saturday night is the Fox Network game of the week. I'll be at that game. I'll be rooting for the boys, and hopefully they're not going to make me go down to the clubhouse and smack a few guys around, because that's what happens. I was there last Wednesday when they played the Cubbies, and they beat the Cubbies that day. I went down to the locker room, and I said, okay, boys, you got to start playing better here. You don't want me to come in here and kick some ass, do you? Wheelchair or not, I can put you up against the wall and jack you up. So anyway, they have been playing. So, but next weekend they play the Mets, 3 games, big series. And a lot of those New York fans will be down. They'll be down. They're just so obnoxious, those Mets fans. I can't stand them. So all week long, I'll be, flexing the muscles and getting ready to go in case I have to take on a few of those Mets fans this week. I'm just saying. But Bryce Harper's still out. I don't know when he's going to be back. But this guy who's filling in for him, this Otto Kemp guy, is playing really well. He had 4 hits yesterday, and he is not phased at all by major league pitching. He is just doing a great job. You can't send him back down once Bryce Harper comes back. You got to keep Otto on the team. A man named Otto, you got to keep him on the team, even if he's platoons with some other players. But he's been really good. And you know what? This is what you need in a baseball season. That's why a week or so ago when the Phillies sucked and they were playing really bad baseball, I said on here and on the Twitter or whatever, bring some kids up. Because when you bring some young blood or whatever you want to call it up to the major leagues, it literally doesn't help on the field, but it just invigorates the clubhouse. It's like a freshness in the clubhouse, There's enthusiasm and excitement and motivation and determination. Because, sometimes a lot of these veterans, they're too cool. They're too laid back. They're like, I will get them tomorrow. So what? We're making money and we don't care. You sprinkle in some minor leaguers, some good players like Otto Kemp is. All of a sudden, it makes things fun again, The veterans feed off of that, and they put a little more determination into into their play. So it's a good thing. This is what happened a couple years ago, if you remember, when the Phillies brought up Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm. It just recharged the clubhouse, you know, and they finally got a chance to play once Joe Girardi, the old manager, was fired because he didn't want to play the young kids, if you remember. And the kids got a chance, and that's what happened. They re-energized the Phillies, and they went on to the World Series. So that's why I think Mick Abel is out now out of cap. Andrew Painter is really close to coming up. You got to mix in the veterans with the kids. That's the perfect solution there. So, I can't wait to go to that game Saturday night. Phillies Mets, that's what it's all about, right? And we're fighting for the division. Oh, that's it. Cannot wait. That is going to be great. What else is there? Tonight, NBA Finals. It is the Thunder 2 games, Indiana 2 games. You know, the general rule of thumb is whoever wins game 5 of a 7-game series usually ends up winning the series. Game 5 is so crucial. You know, you're either going to be 2-2 or you're going to be 3-1. So, bye, Coco, bye. Bye, buddy. Here he goes. The same thing goes tonight. They're playing in Oklahoma City, and I would think if OKC wins tonight, they're going to go on and take the series. But if Indiana upsets them, wow, Indiana goes up 3-2, and Game 6 is back in Indiana, where the Pacers could close it out and win their very first world championship. Great game. So tonight's game is going to be really, really important. I'd say, you know what? I always, if things would have been different in my life, I would have wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. That would have been my goal. And I think about it. I think if I was another Kyle Henderson, no, Kyle Harrison, there was a guy named Kyle Harrison, left-handed pitcher. He's only 24 years old. San Francisco Giants in their rotation. In fact, I was at the game when Harrison pitched against the Phillies. What was it, last year, I believe? And it was like his major league debut. This hotshot prospect of the Giants, you know? So what happened yesterday? Kyle Harrison was in the bullpen at Dodger Stadium in LA, getting ready to pitch against the vaunted Dodgers. A half an hour before the game starts, he gets called back into the dugout from the bullpen. I guess he had to be thinking, what the hell? I want to warm up so I could get ready to face those Dodgers. They call him back to the dugout. The manager says, you're not pitching today. Kyle Harrison says, why not? He says, because you've been traded. How do you like them apples, huh? They go from pitching against the Dodgers to being traded. He was one of the players traded yesterday in that Rafael Devers deal. Devers is a really good hitter. Used to be Boston. Well, they traded his ass to San Francisco last night. San Francisco now, much better offensively. They were having a lot of problems scoring runs, hitting home runs. They were like in the lower part of the major leagues in offense. So they really needed a pick-me-up. So the Giants surrendered this Kyle Henderson, one of their best pitchers, young prospects. So he gets traded to Boston, but then guess what? He finds out that he's not going to Boston. He's going back to the minor leagues, the AAA affiliate of Boston. What is it, Pawtucket or something? So how How'd you like to be Kyle Harrison yesterday? In the big leagues, getting ready to pitch against the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. And before the end of the day, you're back in the minor leagues with another organization. Whoa. I tell you, the life of a major league baseball player, huh? I wouldn't give it anything to be a major league player, but it wasn't meant to be. So, well, that's going to be a hell of a division out west in the National League. Of course, you have the Dodgers, and then you have the Padres, and now the Giants, already 2 games out of first place, and they have Devers. And always, always, always look out for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are on a hot streak, and they're right behind all these teams. It could be a possibility that all 3 wild card teams come out of the West this year. Would that be a kick? So, the Phillies better win the National League East if they want to get into the playoffs. Saturday night, we went to see a great, great singer-songwriter. He's a country western guy. I wouldn't even call him country. I would say he's more west. Michael Martin Murphey. Do you remember him? It was 50 years ago that Michael Martin Murphey had the #1 song in America, and it was called Wildfire. It was about this pony, this ghost horse, something. And people love this song. Just love it. So many little girls who have ponies named their ponies Wildfire after that song. And he explained last night, he did the concert at Sellersville Theater, and he said he wrote the song, he came up with the song in a dream. He had a dream about a wildfire, the pony. He got up, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and he wrote it down so he didn't forget it. And next morning, he got up and he had the hit song. He had an immortal song. And he's just a great American treasure. This guy is 80 years old. 80 years old. And he's still singing. His voice is still great. He had a kick-ass little band with him. His son was playing on acoustic guitar. It was an acoustic show, which is one of my favorite kind of shows. That you have to really be talented to pull off an acoustic concert. So he had his son with him, Ryan, and he had another guy named Gene, who was also a cowboy from Texas, and he was playing the bass. These guys come from Texas. They're real cowboys. Michael Martin Murphey doesn't come up north very often. I think the only reason he came up our way was because of these little mini tours on the 50th anniversary of the song Wildfire. But by all intents and purposes, these guys stayed in Texas. They are real cowboys down in Texas. They have ranches, and they drive the cattle, and God, and Mike Martin Murphy actually belongs to the Lakota tribe, Indian tribe. He's very much into Native Americans' rights and preserving their land and things, So what a guy, 80 years old, still can play the banjo, can play the guitar. I mean, he can sing. He's hitting all the high notes there. I'm like, when I turned 80, in like 12 years, whatever, I hope I'm that good. What am I now? Late 60s. I'm just about getting to the bathroom without pissing myself. I'm just kidding. Oh, speaking of which, I gotta tell you, I am still battling the kidney stones. Still. I had a CAT scan done a couple days ago, and now the next step is I'm going to have hopefully one final kidney stone procedure, and that's going to be it. They're going to take out all the equipment inside me right now. They're going to blast all the remaining kidney stones, put the old Hoover vacuum up there, vacuum everything out of there. I'm going to be like a new man. Yeah. I don't know. Pretty soon it's going to happen, the big surgery, but we'll see. I just can't wait to get moved, you know? So that's going on. No famous birthdays today, really. It's just one of those days, right? A Monday. And the end of spring, the beginning of summer coming up at the end of the week, the summer equinox, the longest day of the year, the day that when we have more daylight than darkness. So these are the days you want to savor, because after Friday, we actually, I hate to say this, it's so depressing. After Friday, our clocks start to go back. We start to lose daylight like 1 minute every day until it's winter again, you know? I don't even want to think about it. The summer's ahead of us. So I hope everybody out there has a great summer, whether you go down to the shore, and we call it the shore here in these parts, and some people say beach. But yeah, we always say, we never say, in this part of the country, Pennsylvania, we never say we're going to the beach. We all say we're going down to the shore, the shore. So whether you guys are going down to the shore this summer, or maybe you're going to one of our great amusement parks like Hershey Park or Doherty Park, or one of those great places we can ride roller coasters. Whatever you're doing, have fun. This is technically, most of the kids around my way, they're done school now. They were done on Friday, if not the week before. So this is actually the first day that the little kids can sleep in. And that's what I would do. Last day of school, first real day of summer vacation. The thing I'd love to do, just 1 or 2 days, is sleep late. Like get up like around noon or something, get something to eat, back to bed and sleep. Thank you. You get that out of your system, and then a couple days later, you got the whole summer ahead of you. If you want to go fishing, or you want to go hiking or play baseball, that's what I used to do. Play baseball through the summer, wiffle ball. And you got the summer ahead of you, right? I mean, this is beautiful. For kids, this is the best time of the year, other than Christmas time, because the whole summer is in front of you. And you can do, I mean, all the longer days, and you go swimming maybe. This was just Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry thing type of days, you know. So whatever you're doing, enjoy it this year. And I hope we get a little warmer weather so you can actually get out there and not freeze our buttons off. Everybody take care. And I'll see you again soon. Okay. Peace and love. Go Phillies tonight down in Miami. Hopefully the Phillies can gain some more games before the weekend, before they match up, that Titanic matchup with the New York Mets, this stinking Mets. Excuse me for my raspy voice. I've had this for a couple of days and I don't know why, but I've literally got the frog in my throat. So pardon me for that. But I hope you enjoyed today's show. And I'll be back again soon. We might do a classic, classic movie of the week, classic TV show of the week. And it's about time we did another one, huh? And remember when we talk about the 60s, 70s, and 80s? That's always a lot of fun. So I'll be back soon to do one of those shows. Everybody take care, peace and love. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.